Alright, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Mob Psycho
100.
Season 2.
That's right.
Oh
Episode
my gosh.
1.
Yes.
It's here.
Oh,
After so long.
Mobukun.
Yeah.
Oh, hi.
Man. I am so ready for this.
I'm so ready for this.
So good. Like, Reagan, we will see you once more in your amazingness. I don't know how you'll top what you did in season 1, but I can only assume that you will because you were Reagan.
I can't wait, guys. Like,
Yep.
I remember a lot of people telling me, like, oh, this is like One Punch Man. This is before I watched season 1. But, like, it's got, like, worse animation and stuff like that. Yeah. And, oh my gosh.
Way better than One Punch Man.
This show, when it first came out, was just one of my favorite shows. And, of course, we watched this well before we started the channell.
Right.
Of sorts.
There have been so many
there
people
are no
that have
season...
been like, why don't you react to Mob Psycho? It's so good. I think you'd love it. Yes, we did.
We watched all the stuff that was obviously good before we started the channel. That's sorry, obviously good to us from our limited perspective. Thank you, Jacob, for clarifying. But specifically with this show, we've been ready. We've been waiting, and here it is. We're ready to watch more.
Yep.
Get us back to our boy Mob.
Yes.
And Reagan, best sensei. I'm ready. I am quite kind of confused and curious as to how they're going to continue off of season 1.
Yeah.
Because I know how they continue the story with the whole like psychics and Claw and all that. Right. But
yes, that's
it was a little bit of an odd ending, actually,
Claw.
if you go back and look at them, like, hunting after some weird monster or something, and it's like, yeah, that's right. So, Season 2, guys. Without further ado, let's get into this. I love how we always have to build up, something really dark and scary in this show. Here he is! Ah! Very wise decision, indeed. Yes, I love all his deals. Yeah. Back to business as usual. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Yes, let's do this quickly, okay? Oh my god!
You sure?
You were saying? Tentacle powers! Always OP! Show me the deed!
Yes.
How little he's worried about this. Gotcha.
And now I will absorb you.
Oh my god. Music is legit! Yeah. I love how Mob is specifically only using his powers when Reagan is telling him to use them.
I'm kind of surprised that the first, person they go to help actually had a real problem with spirits.
Right. Oh, crap. Oh. Whoa. This is a huge evolution for Mob's powers.
Just a bit.
But where did the spirit go? Yeah, exactly. Here's the music, yeah! Whoa. Dang! Oh my god! Ray's just like, huh? Well, rest in peace, buddy. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay, there you go. Sweet. A new hobby for you, Reagan.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Oh. You should be able to work it, yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Ah, of course he does. He's like, I can monetize this. Oh, it tastes like crap. Nyobi, Nyobi. Oh my gosh. Ha ha ha! Nice! Oh, I can't wait to meet the Body Improvement Club again.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And I love there's always broccoli.
Yeah. You gotta have broccoli. Yeah!
Oh. Oh. Claw. Nice. Whoa!
Nice. That's fluid.
That is some scale, too. Oh.
Just like from the first season.
The beginning, yeah, the opening.
But that 3D...
I know, right? That's hilarious. Okay. Yes, yes! Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Oh my god. Right, yeah, exactly. What is that outfit? I love it.
Just like the plants, huh?
Oh, nice.
Hey, nice.
Good.
Yeah.
Begun.
Wow.
Wow. He's actually owning up to it.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
I am all for more school antics.
I mean, school antics, yes, but there's no way he's gonna run for student council president.
Uh-huh. I mean, she could, like, try and get people to nominate him. Oh.
Oh, here we go.
Uh-huh. I love that they're keeping up the pepper and the potato.
Yeah, yeah.
And
his heart. Boom!
Yeah.
His percentage. Oh. He doesn't even know that, yeah. Oh my gosh. He's resolved to do it.
Yes!
Oh my gosh! What? What? And we're just going straight into it. We're having a speech, okay? Oh.
He's gonna try and get reelected.
Mad respect.
Yeah.
I never really liked him way back then, but like,
but this is
a change,
cool.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. He even did the. Oh no! Oh no! Ah, yes, the Money Improvement Club. Ritsu. Shadow people in the back.
He freezes.
He stays right. Oh, buddy, buddy. Oh, buddy. And he used all of his. It did said nothing, yeah. Oh.
That's rough.
He's at the bottom, yeah.
Oh, man.
They're like trying to encourage him. Oh. Oh,
we'll do chest day tomorrow.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, no.
No.
Wait.
Oh. It's someone else. That was 0 to 21 in one thing.
Is this actually legit though, or is this something
I hope
that the other
it's
girl is
legit.
trying to get
I
her to
hope
do?
it's legit.
That would be awesome.
Today's menu is free training. Look at the They're like, is this some kind of astral projection? Is she even real? Oh no! Oh no! Oh, poor guy. Yeah. No, you should have been honest.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey!
Oh, sweet. No, that's amazing. This is so sweet.
No way! No way!
What? He's barely even trying. Oh.
And no heart comes from where he hits.
Yes. He's like a girlfriend, as if. This is so great. Everything's so happy here. I'm like surprised they started out the season with this. Oh. Oh, jeez.
Whoa. Whoa.
Yeah. I mean, he is kind of closed off. Oh. If he's honest here. Oh. Oh.
Ouch.
Jeez.
And I bet I know who the... Well, no, not necessarily.
Oh my gosh.
This sucks.
That sucks, man. But I mean, at that age, week-long girlfriend, you know.
That's everything.
That's, oh my god, that's everything. Jeez, come on.
Ouch.
That's just oof. Oh. No bullying. Oh no. Oh no, you did not. Oh, you're littering.
Yeah.
That's what. Jeez. What psycho. Yeah. That's right, Mob. Yeah.
Yep.
Said get a clue. They said get a clue. Oh my god, you. Yes!
Wow.
Yes, Mob! Yes, pick it up. Not with psychic powers.
Yeah.
Every piece. Come on, yeah. Oh. Oh. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. No.
And then, psychic powers.
Come on. All right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and he does this after he was already going to pick it all up one by one. Yes. Oh, this is so beautiful. Yes. And he attaches everything. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. She's gonna be like, can I write about you in my novel?
She took that very well.
Wait, what?
Wait, what? Wait, was she the other friend that in the bet?
Maybe. Yes, what happened after that? Yeah. You've got me all. Right.
Exactly.
Yes, I called it. Okay, Dimple-san. Yeah. Well, oh my gosh, that's gross. 27%. Okay.
Very
so sweet. That was such a good episode. Such a good
it really
episode.
Was. It came out of nowhere. The whole thing of like the I like you and all that stuff, and it's like, okay, I hope this is real. It wasn't the manipulation from the other girl, which is good.
Yeah. But it still was false because she was utilizing this to be like, oh, this would be funny. Let's see. We go out with him, and who's going to have to do it? Oh, it'll be me. But then he shows the genuine care, and his line about caring for the things and picking them back up. It's like, oh, Bob, you're so wholesome. We love you. And the thing is that you think about like. You think about like the relationships he's had up until this point, you know.
Yep.
Like like Ritsu and the troubles with his brother, but
Body Improvement Club.
Right, but I mean like the people that haven't gotten to like him as much immediately.
Oh,
thinking about Hanazawa, aka Hair-chan, and then like Ritsu, his brother, who was feeling badly about him, but having all these people that he then cares about, and he makes effort to pick up the pieces. It's just
Yep. And
so
again,
good.
They didn't have much of the Body Improvement Club this episode, which is
they were there.
But they were there.
Yes.
And the thing is, but what they represent, which is Mob's desire to do things himself and embracing the hardships of life because there's lessons to be learned there. And that's where you grow as a person. That was in this episode in spades.
And he wanted,
I absolutely loved.
Yeah, and his desire to be a better person was what made him take her criticism in stride.
Right.
Because let's be real, like that
would be crushing.
But that whole thing where she revealed that she had been lying was not what caused him to spike, emotionally.
No.
It was her initiating with him, which spiked from 0 to 21. And then there was also the bit of having to, then kind of move on from this, which put it from 21 to 27.
Right.
So he was able to then go, oh, she's right. And you know what's really freaky? Is that this is coming off of right after having these girls basically say like, no, forget her. She doesn't even care about you. Get a clue. They used the line, get a clue.
Yeah.
And yet all he does is then listen and remember back to what she said and think about like, okay, where's the truth in what she said there? Take it, internalize it, and then apply it. And he starts picking up the novel pages, and as people that either I've finished a novel or like would love to write, there's this wholesomeness of someone that appreciates not only your creative work but the effort that's put into it. And it's very important that he didn't use his psychic powers immediately to pick everything up. It's very important. Because that shows not only the effort that he's putting into this, but that shows also the emotional care that he has for her as a person beyond just the
right. Because if you have psychic powers, and you're in that situation, then sure, why not? Even if you didn't care a lick about the person, might as well. It's easy. It'll make their life a lot easier, and it takes no effort from you, right?
Yep. But because he sacrificed the effort, because he took the time to sit there and look silly in front of these other girls that are being just words I don't want to say, So, I love this show. I love this show.
Awesome. The thing with the actual spirit in the fields, I did not expect it to be a legit spirit. I also did not see it coming how Mob was going to defeat it. Just being like, cool, I can do what you do,
But you realize the connection that can be made there, right? Like this is something.
Yes,
this is something that's. This is something that I've.
It's an exertion of his will over other things in a more direct fashion
and dominating way. Now, here's something that has always been kind of a question that the show poses in the back of our minds, right? Is Mob is obscenely powerful.
Yep.
He is the strongest psychic that we know of. And they brought us through the whole thing of Claws, oh, this is our division in this area.
Right.
And they're all so... No. Mob destroys... Mob obliterates them.
Yeah.
Mob hands his powers over to Reagan, and Reagan obliterates them with no actual, understanding of how these powers work, just by casually, It's amazing.
But did Reagan even realize that he had powers at that point, or did he just think that it's oh, you're just doing some lame special effects things or something like that?
I think he understood that.
Oh, okay.
What happened eventually, but the point is that those powers that Mob has are so ridiculous. I've always wondered how this all ties in to the very first scene in the very first episode of the first season.
Yep.
And in that, Mob is something crazy. Mob is and he's also fighting. He's fighting the spirits.
Oh,
He's not fighting other people at this point. So what it gives me the vibe, especially with this, is that Mob has some spiritual influence already within him. He has something like that, because he's utilizing the actual powers that the spirits use.
Sure, and I think that's
some way.
That would be kind of the nature of being a psychic.
But that's not explicitly stated at all in the first season as being a thing, the powers of a spirit and a psychic are that interchangeable.
Sure. I mean, yeah. There's the fact that he was able to influence spirits with them by exercising them and things like that. But I get what you're saying. And the thing is that this episode focused very much on Mob in a way that I get the feeling is setting the tone for the whole season. Yeah. Because the first season, it did have a lot of good stuff with Mob, but it also had a lot of good stuff with the characters, right?
Right.
And Mob, even though he was the main character, he was kind of a tangent on his own story.
Sure.
If that makes sense.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, to some extent, his story was about getting, I'd say getting his past rectified with his current feelings and being able to understand his feelings, and then also be able to handle them when they go out of control and realize that he doesn't have to solve everything himself.
Right.
When he's in a compromised situation, he can rely and trust in others to help him and save him, like Reagan, which ended up being one of the greatest moments in the entire first season.
Exactly. Yep.
So now we have a moment where he's actually taking impetus and agency himself to solve the whole thing.
Right.
And also going back to solve the whole thing in a way that, he didn't just, bullies, back off from her.
Yeah.
He...
Yep.
He did it his way. And, he took their nasty words, but,
for everything...
I love it.
For all the influencers in Mob's life, right, that help him, the Body Improvement Club, Reagan, Ritsu, and everybody.
Even Dimple,
Even Dimple. Yeah. Even Dimple.
Yep.
Mob, they could all learn a lot from Mob, and they do. You see it happen, and it's great to see. But this is just one other instance of that, where it's it's showing that the special thing about Mob is not his psychic powers. Right. He's got some magic in him.
Yeah.
And
that's so cheesy.
He doesn't need any psychic powers for that.
I love it. So he has the little speech. There's the religion of the helmet cult, which I love that's still going. It makes the world feel lived in. I love that the little reporter girl is still trying to manipulate things to get him to be.
I love the picture she had in her head of Mob in a cape and gown and everything, and
he had a freaking kimono or what have you, and just yes, I am a world leader. Just the idea of there being a religion around Mob and they don't even know who or what he is. I love that. I think that's so funny, and the fact that they're still bringing that up. I think then what they can have as a theme of this story moving forward, at least for the second season, is you think about the kinds of conflict that you have when you have an OP protagonist. Is usually the best and best antagonist is themselves. They basically have something about themselves that they need to overcome.
Right. It's emotional and relational and all that stuff, as opposed to, you know. Yeah.
And we've already had the thing that the mobs, explosions can still happen.
Right.
Those are still a thing.
Yep.
So that's good. But I think the introduction of the new power, it's not a new power, it's just a clever utilization of his power.
Right.
I think is hinting that Mob is going to get insanely powerful. And it's something to where it won't be that his explosions will be, Mob will be a bigger problem just because he's too powerful. It's that his explosions will have bigger ramifications because he'll be utilizing more power when he explodes than when he did in the past.
Exactly. Like, what if during his explosions he wasn't just, exploding buildings and stuff, which, granted, in normal circumstances would cause a lot of people to die. But there seems to be some sort of safety features or whatever in there so that Mob doesn't actually hurt people. But what if it ends up being an explosion where he just psychically assumes control of, say, the entire school?
Like the kind of thing where you look at what he can do, and they're trying to bring up the point that there's really no limitations.
Right.
But the fact that they went into a specific mechanic of a specific ability, they're basically saying,
this
hold on
important.
to this. This is foreshadowing. He's going to take over people, and it's not going to be necessarily good.
Right.
And one of the things that triggered a lot of the problems with this whole thing, and we had this revealed in season 1, was the whole thing of what happened when he was young, and he lost control. He
probably killed people.
We have some vague imagery of that whole
and Ritsu just makes sure that Mob doesn't try and remember that.
So if we have something like that again, and we have something like that early in the season, what I'm really excited for, is Mob getting introspective.
Yes, and they did that this episode, which is very good.
And I think that is also a foreshadowing of how he will further take agency to delve into his own mind to figure out what's going on here.
And one other thing that I just have to say that I absolutely loved about this episode is how much we stayed at the school. Because, let's face it, school antics are awesome, especially when they kind of shouldn't be there. Like in the case of this show, because, Mob's an all-powerful psychic. Why isn't he out fighting monsters and things? No, because the real monsters are at school.
Exactly.
And
those potato girls.
And I love that they kept the friends of the girl that he's crushing on the same vegetable. It was one is a potato and one is a green bell pepper.
Wait, you mean an eggplant?
Oh, maybe they didn't change it.
Oh, did you say green bell pepper?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said purple for a second. Then it's a bell pepper. Then
Yeah. I think maybe.
Yeah, it wasn't purple. It wasn't purple. But there'd be many memes if it was an eggplant.
Exactly.
You know why?
But the fact that they brought her back at the end and that she saw all that stuff means that they're going to be doing more with the whole school antics and stuff, which is awesome because again that's more chance for the Body Improvement Club to shine, which we always need. We just always need. So,
almost tied for first with the greatest expectation in Mob, Psycho 100 being the whole thing with Reagan, is also the whole thing of Mob actually joining the Body Improvement Club from season 1. This is like me trying to make up for discussion that I never got to have with you guys because we never did Mob Psycho season 1 reactions.
So good.
But it's so good. There's a special dear place in our hearts for the Body Improvement Club.
And that whole part when Hanazawa was introduced, and it's like they do the power escalation where it's like, we have these people, but then these people, but then the Body Improvement Club shows up and it's like, no, they're monsters, they're so strong, just, throwing people over their shoulders.
Now, I gotta say, Jacob, now that we've watched a lot of anime since, watching Mob Psycho 100, the first season, did you catch how many, references this show has to so many other things?
Well, like the Body Improvement Club are just JoJo posing all the time, which is absolutely amazing.
I also wanted to say, guys, there's a couple really small references because this show was coming out. I'm like, well, I have to go and rewatch, season 1 to kind of get caught up with a lot of things. There's a lot of little references that I think are very subtle in things, but if you take just the opening narration of this, it bears a very specific resemblance to Hunter x Hunter.
Hunter x Hunter.
They are called Hunter doyodo.
Oh, yes.
But instead it's talking about people that seek after treasure and all this stuff. And it says these are people that defend against the monsters. They're called psychics or hunters. It's like, oh my gosh, I love it. But there's like other Easter eggs and little things in there like peppered throughout, specifically season 1. Like Reagan's character is an Onizuka reference.
Right, and I think we mentioned that when we started
kind of
when we started watching Onizuka. I think we were like, wait a minute, he looks a lot like Reagan.
Yeah, you know? And then the whole face is the
faces and the fact that he's such a terrible person but such a great teacher. You know, and it's like, oh yeah,
best sensei. Yep, yeah,
that's
exactly.
Right. That's right.
Even more like really small ones. This is like totally unrelated to this episode, but if you actually go back and watch the first scene of the first episode of the first season, there's all the crazy like psychedelic colors and everything going on. But there's actually a thing that looks exactly like a Behelit.
Really?
Yeah, it's like some kind of spirit thing or whatever. That's just an orb with a face, and it
sure
has a little bob at the top for where it can be held by like like string or something.
Wow.
But it's just all these little things that what you can appreciate about Mob Psycho is that the creator of Mob Psycho loves this whole medium and will use this medium of animation and anime to the fullest extent that they can for just great effect. And I love all the little humor bits in this episode, but I love even more so that we took such a wholesome start to a second season.
Even with the previous student council president resigning and then running again.
Owning up to his own mistakes. That was Shinji, right? That was his name.
No, I think it's like Shimura or something.
I think that's
like
his last name, his surname.
Shimura Shinji.
But I think his name they said was Shinji. And like we have a really negative association with the name Shinji for specific reasons, not just NGE.
Yeah, I mean, fate exists.
Fate exists. Like, exactly. Shinji.
It's like the token name for when you want someone to not like a character.
I mean, Shinji gets likable eventually in NGE.
But But because of the rep, it just starts this thing, and now it's like, hey.
But the fact that he owned up to that and then ran for the election again, this is characterization that you don't necessarily need to have.
Right.
But it's great because it makes, again, the world, aka the school in this case, feel real.
And one of the things that I want to bring up about how they do it is that you can have a series where there's a bunch of characters and then certain ones end up getting elevated to more main character status. They get more screen time, things like that, and et cetera, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is that Mob Psycho doesn't do that.
Nope,
or at least with this, that wasn't how it decided to do it.
Nope.
They're saying, okay, we're going to throw in a little bit with this character, a very small amount. It wasn't that much time, and we're going to do it in such a way so that it makes them more endearing. It makes an unlikable character more likable.
Yeah.
So that if we want to give them more screen time, we can, and you are absolutely on board with it, and you're happy that it's happening, right?
Yeah.
Instead of starting to give a character more screen time, so that you're like, oh, okay, they're becoming more of a main character, and then they start to make you like them, if that makes sense? Because then this basically primes us for any additional time that guy is on screen.
Yeah.
And that's, I love that.
I gotta say, though, I really am glad that they didn't throw the Emmy character under the bus for the sake of having Mob have an emotionally heavy hit. Just having this all not work out. It is way more complicated and way more clever and way more just rewarding of writing to have the story go in this direction, because then you actually have to write a legitimate relationship within the characters. And one of the things that's very funny here, and this is, I'm poking at all those romantic drama, rom-com kind of things, is the whole thing of, do they like each other? Yeah, they like each other. Straight up, from the get-go.
Yeah.
There's no whatever. We're starting off the second season with them confessing, essentially. Not really confessing.
But, so even though we know that they kind of like each other, they might not know that they like each other.
Right, exactly.
So there's that, and they can have plenty of fun with that. But
it's better for us.
The fact that they already broached the subject, even though they didn't really show how their relationship went over the course of the week, they did little bits, but not really. The fact that happened means that they, at the very least, interacting as friends before it becomes anything more. If it does, they have a good solid foundation. Whereas the girl in the telepathy club, it's like,
No, she's hilarious, but
not
at all. But the thing that's actually really funny here is the really pretty girl was watching this whole time.
Yes. So what's the deal with that? Was she the other person that was, for the other side of the bet? I think
it was that group of friends with Emmy, and they were a part of the bet thing.
Right. But the fact that she was there and she saw this is making me think this is going to go into like rom-com Mob Psycho, which I am so on board with.
I'm so on board with that as well. But what if this is actually like some 300 IQ play by the journalist girl, and she gave them the idea of the thing there, and then she orchestrated the non-potato pepper girl. What is it, like Subane or something? No, that's Hunter x Hunter. Anyways, the pretty girl to come by and see this at the specific time because she knew Mob would go around and do all this thing here. So now she's creating it so all the girls are going to end up liking Mob. It's going to turn into a harem anime. And she's like, yes, brilliant. I will then create...
I will corrupt him and make him, a good cult leader.
Yes. And every good cult leader needs... I'm just kidding. Oh my gosh. Guys, that was an amazing episode. Great. Well done to get us kicked off with an episode that, again, I think they tried to hit all the right beats of bring us back into this world.
It was peppers and potatoes.
Yes, thank you. Yeah. But specifically with having the entire second half of the episode essentially break formula, like entirely.
Yep.
I gotta say, like I am so on board for the second season.
Oh yeah,
like this could be better than the entire first season by a large margin.
Which is a crazy thing to think about because, like, when I think about the first season, right, there were the early episodes were kind of slow. They were fun.
Yeah,
they were a lot of fun.
There's first two episodes where they're doing the goofy, you know,
and I mean, it was great.
The third episode introduced LOL.
LOL and Dimple. But even then, that's like, oh, okay, now we're starting to get into like the relevant stuff, you know?
Right?
And then it went from there. But once it started going, it was going fast. One of the advantages of having a protagonist that can beat anyone with a flick of their fingers, you know?
Right.
But they covered a lot of ground as far as character growth and development and all that stuff. The whole thing with Ritsu of his development and
I love
the darkness and then turning away from it and all that stuff. Fantastic, right? And that was even before they got to the whole, evil organization of
so
evil.
If they choose to slow it down a little bit to cover even more ground.
Right, exactly. A lot of awesome stuff can happen.
And when we say more ground, we don't mean... because it should be able to cover more ground.
Plot.
We don't mean plot. We mean like actual characterization.
Like characters and good stuff. Because everyone... Well, we thought everyone was introduced. Apparently not.
That's a good point. We introduced a new character in a show that has an obscene amount of side characters. Like, there's not that many main characters.
Right, but considering how many episodes it has a lot of side characters.
Yeah, and most of them we're not really supposed to remember all their names and stuff.
Yeah, like even the Body Improvement Club. It's the Body Improvement Club.
Exactly.
It's not that they're characters, it's that they're the Body Improvement Club.
Yeah, or the psychics that were in the opening with him because they escaped from Claw's hideout with Ritsu and Mob,
or the one that can
Teruki,
Hanazawa, the psychics that were like, I can make a little flame on on the.
That's who I was talking about.
Oh, okay,
those guys. Yeah. It's like they're important. Yeah. I mean, watch, they will be probably. Later, but I think we'll probably also hold out for the inevitable third episode, just like things are about to get really dramatic and dark,
Probably.
But for now, it's wholesome and it's wonderful and it's adorable and
so much fun.
I love it. I can't get enough of this. I'm gonna rewatch this episode immediately, immediately tonight. Like this is gonna be awesome. So guys, if you want to see the next episode's reaction, we have to do this week to week and stuff. But we'll try to make sure to give you a heads-up notice through our Discord. There's a link in the description below. Is where you can chat with us as the story is coming out. Chat with us about things, of course, non-spoiler with regards to any of you that are manga readers or what have you.
But we can nerd out about how awesome Reagan is or how adorable Mob is.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever. So that's any level of Patreon support for there.
Yep.
We have also full-length reactions in there as well that are timer-based, so you can watch the shows entirety without footage, and you just sync up your footage to the timer and have fun with that there. But yeah, if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.